Hello guys, welcome back to another Lumby trading video. In this one we're going to be doing some in-depth stock analysis on AMTD. Reason for this is today's leading gap being up just over 300% as we're recording this video, but at its peak over around 500% on the day. So to get straight into it, we can see it's currently sitting around $8.50. It is currently pulling back from its pre-market high of around $14.50. So to get straight into it, we will be going onto the 4-hour and the daily chart because this is where we get the stronger levels, and we can see where our support and resistance levels are. And we can see it's currently outside of both the third and fourth deviation on the 4-hour and the daily. So seeing this, we know the stock is more likely than not going to pull back and is probably still got quite a bit to go before we can see it maybe slowing down. So we do expect it to kind of continue pulling back quite quickly. All the way to a minimum of $6, and the reason we say $6 is that fourth deviation, so we would expect it to fall down to level on both the 4-hour and the daily, and those levels are relatively close together, being $5.85 and $6. So really this is going to be our first support level where we could see AMTD have a bounce, but overall we would expect it to continue lower, and that next target would be 480 slash 465, as again that is the third deviation on the 4-hour and the daily, so again another strong support level, but overall again we would expect to kind of continue pushing down, and then that next level of support would be around 350 340, and that's again going to be our final level, kind of key support level. After this they will be getting a bit weaker, so we do have the next one around 230 to around 220, and yes, this will act as support, but really if we're holding the stock short through this level, we probably don't want to be holding to this level, and the reason for that is we do have the initial move that it made just a while back, and that was to around 330, which would line up well with the second deviation, because if buying pressure comes in, whether standard deviations are used or not, this will be some sort of a technical buy zone. So really if we're holding the stock short, we're really probably looking to get out of it no later than kind of 350, because it may struggle to go lower than that, at least in the short term. And something like this, you're going to be paying quite a high shorting fee, so really you don't want to be holding it too long when you can get out for the majority of the profit around the 350. So yeah, these are going to be the key support levels going down. And how do you know if these levels have been confirmed? So when we come down to this $6 eventually, and we think it's going to go lower, really we wait for a break through this level, for example down to like 550 or so, come back, retest this $6, and as long as more selling pressure comes in, we know more likely than not this move is finished and we're going to expect to push down to that lower deviation. Now where we're currently sitting around this 870, do we have any more targets to the upside? So we do can use the daily high, which is 1290, and the pre-market / after hours high of around 1440. And if the stock does push back up, these will be some sort of resistance levels you can be looking at, as well as using the intraday chart to see wherever kind of a support / resistance is, which is kind of this $12 looks like it had some struggling at around 10, well kind of around this $11 mark as well, but they're not going to be as strong. So really we'd be paying more attention to when the stock's falling, because right now it is hyperextended, and so it's not something we really look to buy. It's something we'd be a bit more short bias onto it until it can kind of come back into reasonable levels. But if the stock does continue up and you're looking for maybe levels to the upside, we can see that it did have previous or a lower kind of a resistance you could use going on to a max time frame, and that would be kind of around this $27. You're also going to have some sort of support at around $25.50, and then also actually an intraday 111, and that's where you can see intraday had some resistance around this level, because around 11/1070 was a monthly chart resistance, or resistance / support, which was the second deviation. So really these are going to be the key levels that we can look at. I mean, if it goes any higher than this, we would have a new video on it, but you can quickly see levels being around $40, 55, the all-time high of $63, and I mean if it went past that, that would be absolutely crazy, and we would have a new video on it. But those are the key levels you can really be paying attention to. Again, depending on how you trade, you may use these levels differently, but just know that this is where we expect some sort of pressure to come in. So that may be buying pressure or strong selling pressure if it comes back and uses it as resistance. But these are just levels that we're looking at. But again, this is off technicals only. So if you like the fundamental news, you think it's weak or strong, that may change on how you're looking to trade this. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you next one, and that's it. Peace.
Maybe I'm crazy.